see. Mic check, mic check. Hopefully we're good to go here. Let's see, what can you guys see? Find out in a second. Stop right there. Yeah, I'll cast it out for you since I kind of know this spot.
Okay.
I'm going to put it right where the fish are for you. Now we'll just put it in the rod holder and wait. Oh. I imagine the crabs are pretty bad right now, so you'll probably see it look like it's getting a bite and tugging.
Yeah, but it's a crab.
It's going to be a crab, yeah. Last time I caught a pretty big crab out here. I took it back and ate it. It was really good, too. Yeah, so watch your step, because you do not want to fall down that.
Yeah, I know.
Those oysters are really sharp. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I switched out my screen protector, so now I can actually touch my screen. Make sure I try to keep up with the comments here. But thanks for tuning in. It's another Carolina Shore Fishing Live with your host, John. And it's another glorious, beautiful, blessed day to be out on the water. Tide is coming back in, it looks like, from what I can tell. It hit low and is on its way back in. So it's a pretty decent time for us to go after like drum and flounder and whatnot. Water temp should be slowly coming up here too. So hopefully we can get on something. So thanks for tuning in, y'all. Hit that like button, share with your friends. Today I got my little cousin with me, Christopher. I've got him set up with a double bottom rig here and some shrimp. So I'm gonna have him fish for some drum with that. Hi Ella, how you doing? That's a little too close, but it's not bad. I've caught them actually really, really close. There we go. All right. You want to sit on the bench or do you want to? Okay. And we'll just put this there like that. Grab this from here. It's my. All right. A lot of you guys have been asking me why I'm not using voodoo. Here's the voodoo. I've got the voodoo on today. I've told you guys why I don't use voodoo. Hey Emily, how you doing? But mainly the reason that I don't use voodoo shrimp anymore is once the top part of the plastic here rips out from the eye, and you see the eye of the hook there, it becomes pretty useless to fish. Like it doesn't jump and skip right. And I have that issue as soon as like I catch one or two good fish on it. But I figured I'd use it today to make you guys happy. And it's a big voodoo. It's one of their like, I think it's the biggest one they sell. I need to run to the trunk and grab my Procure. Slap a little Procure on there since it's brand new. Hasn't had any artificial scent added to it. Yeah, you see that, Christopher? That looks like a pinfish biting it. Leave it for a little bit. Wait till it actually like bows over. That definitely looks like a pinfish bite. And they might be in here now. My leader's kind of short. I've cut and retied it a few times. Abdul, hello from Bangladesh. We are from the Carolinas. Today we're fishing in South Carolina. So we're on South Carolina fishing regs today. Oh, there you go. That's a little bite. It's definitely a pinfish. I can just tell. Yeah, just leave it. Just you can hold it and feel it when you feel it bite and swim away. You can try to set the hook.
Okay.
And you might or might not get it. They've got really small mouths. Nehemiah, what's my biggest catch? For like an actual like targeted fish, probably a red drum. 40, what was it? 47.5 inches. Red drum. And once you stop feeling it bite, let me know, because it would have cleaned up all your shrimp.
I know it's still there.
Okay. No. Got it. Got it. Let me go get my Procure. A lot of traffic. On my way in, there was like a police escort going on, and they had the road stopped. And I saw like a limousine style, like motorcade type car. So some important person's nearby. Okay, I'll be right there. Hold on, don't pull it in because there's a lot of oysters there. Oh, it is? It's probably pinfish or croaker. Let me see.
Like every now and then I'll feel something.
Yeah, they cleaned it up. It kind of sucks when they're in here, them and the crabs, because they end up eating a lot of the bait before it gets to a legit fish. Good afternoon, nature. How you doing? We're gonna actually go with some small pieces since there's pinfish. Maybe we can hook some. I'm gonna go real small with the size of the bait. So you've never fished saltwater?
Nope.
Really? This is
I've
pretty
done
salty.
off the pier.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
But
saltwater. Pier's pretty fun. I like fishing on the pier. All right. I grabbed my Procure. This is the unnamed version. You can't find these anywhere. I promise you. No, I'm just kidding. It's bait fish with UV. It just rubbed off of there. And on the bottom of these, most plastic shrimps on the bottom of them have a nice little valley that runs through there. You see that? And I just stuff it the way you see this one stuffed. Like. hit that like button. I don't know if you have to, if there is a like button anymore, if you guys have to double tap your screen or what. How's the fishing? Oh, we just got started here. Yet to find out. There's pinfish in here, eating on the shrimp. So that's always fun. Now hopefully we can get something like a drum or a flounder. Got on a voodoo shrimp for you guys. Wishing you luck from Michigan. Thank you, Freighter Man. I appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully we can make something happen here. The water smells nice and sweet. I love when I can smell the water. Sometimes it smells salty when it hasn't like rained much. Sometimes it smells all marshy and like ammonia. Like if you ever catch a shark and you smell the ammonia coming out from its pee coming through its skin. Sometimes the marsh and the creeks will smell like that too. I also know that they've got the barge set up the creek from me, and they're pumping up and dredging sand. And I can hear it right now over there. It's still happening, I'm pretty sure. And that might affect the fishing slightly where I'm at. Definitely more so over there, but I think it would have some trickling effects in the area that I'm fishing. Almost knocked that bird out. How's the sound? You guys hear me all right? Beach? No, we're on a creek, not too far from beach. It's pretty close, but the proximity of the beach does not correlate really with how far we are from beach water in a sense, like how far this creek is from where the beach inlet actually is, if that makes any sense. But this is like, we caught it at a good time. I like fishing it right as soon as it's starting to come back in. Getting some?
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I'll leave it, and those red drum and drum, whenever they come hit it, I mean, you know a fish is on there.
Yeah.
They start like raising. Hey, how you doing? Hook and line, or hook, line, and plummet. Did I get that right? I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to read my screen. Plummet, not plummet. I was thinking pumice for some reason. Where are you guys all watching in from? Today we are in the south of the Carolinas, the southernmost Carolina. I've started a petition. We're just gonna join forces with South Carolina. We're just gonna go back to being called Carolina. still a little early here. I don't see like mullet and stuff coming through yet. Once we start seeing mullet, it'll be good flounder fishing out here. Probably give it another month or 2 months. Let the water temps come up a little bit. I honestly thought it was going to be a lot busier out here because the weather's been nice the last couple of weekends. I haven't done much fishing. I've been trying to get trees and stuff planted, take care of the garden real quick. That way we have a nice fruitful year ahead of us. So, taking care of fertilizing the stuff that's already been planted and planting the stuff that needs to be planted. So you don't want to wait till it's too hot out here. You scorch your plants as soon as you plant them. We had a killer Mediterranean style fish dinner yesterday. I'll post those pictures to my Facebook later tonight or later this afternoon. Had the Mediterranean seasoning with coriander, which is just like cilantro seeds, cumin and salt and garlic and dill and cilantro and lime juice. So that was what I marinated the fish in. Made the Mediterranean caramelized or sauteed onion rice. It's like a brown onion rice. We had a nice salad to go with it. And it was killer. All that was left of that fish was bone. We had black drum. The black drum my brother caught out here like a month ago. But I've been really busy. I haven't had any time. Like I told you guys, I recorded cleaning a red drum and stuff. And I still haven't even messed with any of that footage. Next time I'll just live stream cleaning it. That way it's up there. I don't have to worry about doing anything else. Nah, just let it sit. Yeah, when you bait fish saltwater, like it's a balancing game between constantly pulling it in and letting it out, checking your bait and stuff. But I've been looking at it. I haven't really seen much eating it, right?
I got a few bites earlier, but it wasn't as bad as stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I would let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll check it. I should have put a new leader on this. It's kind of short. But yeah, where are you guys all tuning in from? I know we saw Bangladesh. We saw Michigan. Which the Great Lakes are, I think they're a little salty. I'm not, you can correct me on that. I think they have a little salinity to them. But they definitely have like tides or I've seen like waves and stuff out there. That would be a fun place to fish. The Great Lakes. It's starting to warm up temperature-wise out here. Getting like 70-degree days, which is nice. Just need it to stop getting below like 60 at night and we'll be good. It has been dry though this year. Like we've got all these burn bans and stuff and all these wildfires going on. I was complaining a little bit about the humidity last year because every time I'd leave, my glasses would fog, mist up, but kind of missed the humidity a little bit. Is that a bird on the sign over there? Like a big bird. Yeah. Yeah. Like sitting sideways or something. Still a lot of algae and stuff in the water from it being cooler. I didn't like how that cast felt. Felt like broke off. Yeah, they're definitely still dredging over there. I can hear it. I think they're just making the creek here a lot deeper. Time fishing and reel service. Yes, sir. Real therapy right out here. Another blessed, beautiful day out here. Oh yeah, that is a pelican. I can see it. Like my allergies, I haven't been able to have my contacts sit in right. Waiting on the kings, then I'll be down at the coast. I hear you. Kingfishing's for y'all rich people, man. It's like $30 a day plus maybe. And that's not like including trying to catch all your bait and stuff like that. I did it a few times, but down here where I'm at, like in the Myrtle area, just so many sharks. Every time I try for a king and I go out and get bait, like I got a nice eel once, I got some nice mullet, like big mullet, nice baits. Every time I get a shark. It just got super annoying all the time. And then I finally tried kingfish and it wasn't my favorite. I'll have to admit. Maybe the way I made it wasn't the best. I should have like smoked it, made a dip or something. And to be fair, I wasn't the one that like caught it and prepped it and stuff, so I don't know how it was cared for. Fish Jolly Roger. I've been there once. It's awesome. And Ocean Crest. I haven't been to Ocean Crest Fishing Pier, but I've been to Jolly Roger and I liked it over there. And we were on some nice pompano that day. It was a really good pompano bite. I was stubbornly fishing for Spanish, watching all the people catch nice pompano by me. And all I cared about was catching Spanish. And it took me like a few hours to just give in and set up for pompano. I think the problem was I didn't bring any shrimp or anything. All I was going out there for was Spanish. So all I had were my spoons and gotcha jigs and stuff. Have a blessed day and catch them all tight lines. Thank you, Pedro. God bless you. But yeah, I probably should try to kingfish once or twice this year, maybe. I don't know. I every time I go on live with you guys, I tell you I should do this, I should do that, and I end up doing nothing. I just got to get out and do something besides the same old, same old. I think the biggest thing I want to do this year is get out on the kayak and just travel all these creeks and whatnot. Get to less pressured spots. Maybe that's impossible where I'm at here, but I can at least hit some docks and stuff. Last year was Jolly Roger's worst year in 50. Dang. You know, the one pier that I know catches a lot of kings is Johnny Mercer Pier. I swear they catch like 100 plus kings a year, which I think, like, in retrospect, that doesn't sound like a lot. But I think it's a lot for like this day and age. I think. I don't know. You're talking to somebody that really doesn't know too much about king mackerel fishing. I'm gonna cast that, let it sit. And Myrtle, kinda. Let's check this guy out. You got salad. I hope you're vegetarian. Nice. Yeah, the smaller the bait, the harder it is for them to just pull it off. And they have to like pretty much suck that down and end up hitting that barb, the hook. Did you get to go fishing a bit with Boy Scouts? I know you were in Boy Scouts, right?
Yeah, I did a bunch.
A bunch?
That was like the main thing I did whenever I went to like the week-long camp.
Yeah. They fish mainly like lakes or in creeks and stuff. Oh, okay.
I remember some dude caught a 4 pound or like 3.5.
I casted this out right here and it's all the way down there now. The current's taking it. But yeah, somebody caught what?
Somebody caught like I don't remember the exact weight. It was like the biggest bass I've ever seen, and they decided to keep it.
Oh,
the
nice.
Entire week, like alive.
Yeah.
They had a fish tank, so they just kept it in.
Oh, the camp did?
Yeah, the camp did.
Nice.
And they'd have to feed it.
Yeah.
Like all the smaller fish.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what it's used to eating, not pellets and stuff. Yeah, Johnny Mercer catches them. They are the longest pier in North Carolina. Okay, that makes sense. They're in a nice little area, too. That water is really clean, and I've seen tarpon and stuff out there, too. I'm not taking my gear on concrete to get destroyed. Also kills your back. That's fair enough. It also destroys your clothes. That's how, you know how, like, when your pants and stuff start getting the little fuzzies? That's what most of my fishing clothes got messed up on that pier, rubbing like while Spanish mackerel jigging and leaning up on the concrete. So it ruins your clothes, which is part of your gear. But yeah, that pier gets also like the Bonito and Bonita coming through there. So did the Topsail Island piers. Oh, they found me.
The Topsail, I've been wanting to fish that. The piers at Topsail.
Yeah, the Topsail piers are really good. I like Seaview because it's 24 hours. I love a 24-hour pier. I hate, getting kicked off due to them closing. Especially the piers that close at 10. Like, what is that? 10 o'clock? The wood rails eat shirts up. Yeah, that's for sure. That is true. Watching from Puerto Rico. Hey, what's up? Pedro, we are in South Carolina. The Southern Carolina. But yeah, last year I didn't do much pier fishing. I went to Apache a couple times, caught some black drum early in the year. It was like January, February last year, and then yeah, that looks like a crab right there. You see how your line is kind of tugging? It looks like a crab. And then I went to I went to Apache, and then I went to Cherry Grove a couple times or a few times. Ended up fishing for red drum in the fall on Cherry Grove. The red drum were pretty small. Like, it was fun, but it wasn't anything like in northern North Carolina. And a lot of these piers charge you by rod, and they're not open 24 hours. I like a lot of North Carolina piers are geared more towards like fishermen, and they'll stay open till at least midnight, if not 24 hours. I mean, not many of them are 24 hours in North Carolina, but I don't know of any 24-hour ones in South Carolina. That's the thing. Last time I had my brother and sister out here, and my sister was like, "Oh, that's nice. All these cars are keeping off of the rail for our safety." And my brother was like, "No, they just care about us not hitting their cars with our lures and stuff." I was like, "Yeah, you make a good point. That's definitely the truth behind that." Let's see what's up, bro. What's going on, Lahoo Outdoors? Catch any fish yet? No, we have not. Got some pinfish in the. Ooh, what was that? I think I hit a oyster bed there, or a crab picked it up. I get a lot of my fish when I'm like done fishing this. I take a little break. But let's see. We haven't caught anything yet. Hate rails up to your chest and impedes jigging. Yes. And a lot of the South Carolina rails are kind of like that. And then they'll build it where like the rail, I don't know what you call them, but the little rail posts in between are like so thin, only a child's foot could stick through it. I mean, they're obviously like built for like tourists and stuff, and like so the kids don't squeeze through them or whatnot. They were just catching black drum at Cherry Grove. I did see that. Can't wait for soft water and bass boat can come out of the garage. Snowing here today. Snowing? Where are you at? Definitely up north. Where are you at, Bobby? Ricky Bobby. That is. That's what I call a gator. It's got like a million names. The gator that lives in my neighborhood. Will you mess up your bait caster if you take it to the coast? Yes and no. If you fish it in, I mean, you don't want to fish it in the surf. I would much rather use a spinning reel in the surf than a bait caster, unless you're fishing artificials. But I have a Lew's. I can't remember what it's called now. But I have a Lew's bait caster reel that I use inshore and at jetties and stuff. So, I mean, if you treat it right, rinse it, clean it up, you'll be fine. You won't really have to worry about messing it up. Upper Peninsula. Okay. Makes sense. We got bears, not gators. I don't know. Depending on what kind of bear you got. I think I'd rather the gator. The gators are pretty like docile and lazy for the most part. The one in my pond took my topwater bait the other year. Kind of pissed me off. He just came out of nowhere and slapped it. And I fought it for like a good second. Then I was like, I felt bad. So I popped it off. But it was kind of a thrill to fight. It's like a little 4-foot gator. You want to pull that one in?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it in. I was getting a lot of bites earlier.
Okay. Here, let me do it around here so we don't get it hung up. Is that electric?
It sounds like it.
Right?
That sounded weird.
It didn't sound like it was gas powered.
It's probably a hybrid or something.
Yeah, and he was kind of coasting it pretty slowly. So the battery was probably rolling. Driving around a mega-sized golf cart. The one thing I do like about electric is like the instant power
Yeah,
when you hit the pedal. But
they're fast, but it's electric.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta install a sound system if you want it to sound like a muscle car or anything. Let's see. Rinse it after you use it in salt water. Yeah, that's right. I run a bass fishing tournament series across the Upper Peninsula in northern Wisconsin. Oh, right on. I've got a friend of mine that lives in Wisconsin and does some fishing over there. I can't remember what he fishes for. I think muskie, and mainly that's what I hear him talk about. But I think he doesn't fish as much as he hunts. He does a lot of like deer hunting. But he's always talking about muskie fishing and maybe pike. I don't know if you guys have pike up there too, but I think y'all have northern pike as well. Good afternoon, Mike from northern Canada. Or sorry, from Canada. I was reading the top line and your and your line together for some reason. Only got black bears here. Okay. Yeah, they're not as bad as brown and grizzly, right? And then obviously polar bear. Anything biting? Pretty much just pinfish and crabs. Thank you, sir, from Northern. Wait, from NH. Y'all are quizzing me here on my U.S. geography. New Hampshire? I'm not sure. Our lakes are almost all open now, getting into striper fishing this year. Ooh, nice. Striper fishing is some of my favorite. Great eating if you're allowed to keep them where you're at and the water's clean. And then they're really good fighting fish. That's why we call them rockfish over here, because very much like snagging a rock is what snagging into or hooking into one of those stripers feels like as well. Demand, nope, nothing biting. I think we already addressed that. Jeffrey, make sure to spray it with sprayer setting. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to push that salt all the way in. Aiden, what are we catching? Just good vibes right now. Nice wind. Yeah, big fish here are muskie, pike, sturgeon, and tons of huge trout. That's it. There's trout and salmon. Yeah. And then, let's see. I stick to bass fishing for the money. I hear that. Wintertime, panfish, and walleye. Yep. How you doing, fishing things? What's the count? 0. Unfortunately. But, that's how it goes. Like I said, they're dredging. Not far off from me. I hear the barge unit going over there. It's a little bit of ways from us, so I mean, technically it could trickle down and have some effects here, but it's still kind of early. Got black bear, coy wolves, and a few cougars. That's in Mike's area. Okay. I was driving once, and I could have sworn I'd seen here in it was in North Carolina. What was it called? It was a big cat, and it was like a golden color to it.
Like a bobcat?
A bobcat. That's what it was. Yeah, bobcat. And I could have sworn I saw one in one of my neighbor's yard. They've got like a big wooded area in front of them. But I've heard we've also got black panthers sightings over here. Fishy, she ended her life. Who? You need to come through and fish on my boat for freshwater crappies and striper. Dude, I would love to. I see you get out there and kill it. I haven't been crappie fishing in a long time, too. Same here. You guys got cougars, wolves, and coyotes. Hey, where I'm at right now, lots of cougars. All you can find are cougars. Demond Carter doing Pleasure Island team tournament in April. I am not. That's I think the only tournament that I've ever done, and it's really not my thing. I like to fish and catch stuff to eat and just kind of relax, which I suppose you can do in a tournament, but when I enter in for something, it's that competitiveness comes out, and I'm like, want to catch everything and make sure I'm on the leaderboard type thing, and it takes the fun out of it. I don't want to turn it into a job. I'll definitely put you on fish. Thank you, boss. Hey, let's do it. We'll make it happen. Did you go after any of the stock trout this year? It's pretty far from me now, so I didn't do any of it. Yeah, if you're going to pull it in, don't let it sit. Yeah, and don't pull it slowly. Did it get stuck? Yeah, there you go. Watch the swivel.
Yeah.
You don't want to pull it like that far up. You leave it like this much line. Gives enough space. You feeling still like little pecks?
Yeah.
There's probably
That's
pinfish
pretty
in
much
here.
all I've been getting.
Yeah, it's really hit or miss, especially like just this time of year. And like I said, they're doing some stuff over there. They've got a barge or whatever, and they're dredging the channel up, making it deeper. But that's why they call it fishing. Everybody just sees me when I post fish. They don't see when I don't catch anything, really. Unless it's on these live streams, which there's a lot of that. Yep. Koi wolf is a hybrid of coyote and wolf. I think my dog is a hybrid between coyote. She's funny. I've only had one person tell me that, or ask me if my dog's a hybrid. There's the word we're gonna start using. It's a hybrid, a coyote hybrid. But she's yeah, she's had a DNA test and it didn't say anything about coyote. It did say a lot of husky and shepherd, 75% shepherd and 25% husky. You're going out in 2 weeks. Let me know how you do. I don't. 2 weeks from now, I don't know what I'm going to be up to quite yet. I haven't thought that far in advance, but I'm probably not going to travel anywhere because that's all I've been doing this last month is going back and forth between here and my parents' place. I just need a weekend to just relax. All right, let's see what else. Looks like they're taking wolves off in danger list. Ooh, which means a hunting season to bring the population down way too high up here. Yeah, they're going to need to do the same in my area. Well, all along the Atlantic for red snapper because what I'm hearing is that's pretty much all people are catching. You get some?
I doubt it. I might just.
No, you've got some. It's a crab. You got a crab.
Can I just leave it then?
No. Pull it in. I'll eat his butt. Oh, he came off. It's kind of hard to. Here, I got you.
It's too heavy, I guess.
Nah, he's not heavy. He's just holding on. I would have taken it, but I wanted to let you try to get him up. Yeah. It's tough getting them in because a lot of times they're not even they're not hooked. They're just pinching it.
Yeah. That's how I've been getting her. Like you said, it would just keep like going up and down.
Mm-hmm. It's called fishing instead of catching for a reason. You got that right. You would go today. Too cold here. Still 30 Fahrenheit. Heck no. I was a little sad when it snowed over here where we're at. I got like in my yard upwards of like 6 inches at most. More like 4 to 6 in most areas, but I did not really welcome the snow because I had planted a good bit of tropical plants around the yard that weren't supposed to ever see temperatures below 0 Celsius for like more than a day, you know. And we had a bunch of days where the temperature was getting down to the 20s Fahrenheit. Was not a fan of that. 10s and 20s with snow. Sheesh. I'd be dressed like a Michelin man. I'd be like 500 pounds heavier too than I am right now. Like, I need to slim down a bit. I've been trying. But if it's the winter and the cold, I get into that bear hibernating mode. And I'm just super hungry in the cold. I guess it's because your metabolism's super active, like trying to cool your body down. Or warm your body up, sorry. It's supposed to snow Friday to Monday this week. Sheesh. A lot of lakes still have ice. Yeah, I see you guys trout fishing for ice, or trout fishing for ice. Ice fishing for trout up there, and I see I'll catch some big muskies and stuff like in a nice little hole like this, pulling out big fish with your little ice fishing rods too. It's got to be a lot of fun. I just don't do the cold.
I was about to say, besides the ice, it sounds like it would be fun.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the cold. I'm a pansy in the cold weather. I'm from Mediterranean areas, so it's not supposed to get colder than like 50 degrees, really. Another crab?
Yeah.
Here, let me try to pull him in when you get him there. Oh, he let go.
Yeah.
It's okay. Here, we need to pull it in because right there's a lot of oysters. Oh, one of the shrimps came off, but one's still on there.
So should I just reel it in faster whenever it's a crab?
No, it's got to be slow, and once I get it like right here, I've got to like yank it and send them flying.
And it's like going to go all the way
Yeah.
down there and hit the wall.
Month or so of minus Fahrenheit, I'm good. Super good on. Open water only 6 months of the year, man. Yeah, I'd be living like an Eskimo. I guess the nice thing is if your power goes out, it's already cold enough. You don't have to worry about keeping your food cold. Snow from October to November and leaves around late April to May. Sheesh. Moving to the Mediterranean, really? When you doing that, Mike? What area of the Mediterranean? Northern, southern? Oh, what is that? A big old mullet? Yeah, it is a big mullet. Oh, it's a school of big mullet right there. Cool. Usually once I start seeing these big mullet come through is when the drum are like kind of chilling with them. The warmest part. I hear you there. Yeah, I was in the Egyptian side of the Mediterranean a couple years ago. And it's awesome. I love the food and everything. That whole area is just super blessed. The weather's really nice. And I love that all their palm trees are just massive. And they produce date fruits and a bunch of other, what do they call it? It starts with a D. Droops, I think is what it's called.
I don't really have any.
Okay. I'll check it out for you. Let me work this back in. Wintertime, I just put my drinks outside. You don't gotta worry about bringing in your groceries right away. I hear that. Love Mediterranean cuisine. Oh yeah, it's super good. I was saying earlier in the live yesterday, I cooked us up a nice Mediterranean seafood dinner, and I baked us a black drum, and I made us some caramelized onion rice. It's like this brown onion flavored rice, and a nice Mediterranean style salad with like onions and pepper, or onion and olives and stuff in it. It was happening. Yeah, the fish, I was saying I used a lot of lime juice, some salt, little MSG for the umami flavor, a lot of cumin, a lot of coriander, and a lot of garlic. Blended that up and marinated it for about an hour and a half. I'll post a picture on my Facebook. Make sure you guys, if you have Facebook, follow me there. Same name, Carolina Shore Fishing, and I'll post a picture tonight. That would really help me out if you guys that are on here have Facebook, and go follow me on there, because I'm pretty sure I'm shadow banned on my Facebook, because I have 11,000 plus followers, and I'll get like 2 or 3 likes on my posts now. I used to get like over 100 likes on all my posts, and now I get like some of my posts don't even get any likes. So I'm pretty sure either Facebook's dead and people aren't using it, or Facebook's gone like super woke and has just shadow banned all my fishing stuff. I don't know. So that would really help me out if you guys would go and follow me there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing that for all the fish that I bake and marinate. It's just checker slice it like I do with my flounder. It really helps get all that seasoning and marinade all in through that meat. And it only needs to marinate for like an hour or 2 hours, depending on what you use. It'll get in there. Yeah, this water's filling in a little bit. It's probably up a few inches, 4 or 5 inches by now. How long have we been live for? Oh, an hour exactly. Look at that. I was about to say, it feels like we've been out here for an hour. And I've got 32% left on the battery there. Crab? Oh, yeah. Here, let me try to get him up. It's a crab. Here, hold on. Yeah, it's a finesse to get him in.
So I always get him like right there.
Get him there and then let me do it. That's my dinner, Christopher. You let my dinner go. The one I got last week or a couple weeks ago, I can't remember when I was out here. Massive. Tasted so good. It was full of nice meat in it. And I've got Cajun butter that I keep in the refrigerator.
been getting any bites or that?
Nah, I haven't gotten anything. This one's it's tougher to use than just live bait. Just got to be fishing here, and they've got to be actively feeding, ready to eat. Beautiful dog. Thank you, thank you. Just checked out the Facebook. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, that's my little baby girl. She's a Shepsky, German Shepherd Husky, and she loves going fishing with me when she can. You'll see some of the live streams that I do out on the beach in the surf. I'll bring her out there with me. And she's gotten used to, like, she'll hear the drag start screaming, or she even knows, like, when I'm using a top water. And, ooh, there's one, right? He's small, though. You can try to get him in. He might even be hooked. But yeah, I'll take her out on the beach, and she knows when there's a fish on. It's her favorite part, too. Do you feel them grab onto it? Yeah, they try to swim away with it, too. Red fishing. Bonjour from France. You're a fisherman, too. How you doing? I was in France last year and the year before that. The year before, I toured Paris for a little bit during my layover. Last year, I slept in the airport. It's like an 11-hour, 12-hour layover. I should have just toured a little bit again. Went to some nice pastry bakery shops and cafes while I was touring. We saw the Louvre, and we saw a lot of different sites out there. Ooh, that looks like a red right there swimming in that shallow water. Yeah, we went to the Notre Dame and Cathedral, and can't remember where else. Eiffel Tower, of course. Your buddy don't fish much. See, you're casting for him. He doesn't fish much. He knows how to fish. It's just out here. I know where a lot of the oyster beds are and the snags and stuff. So just trying to keep it enjoyable instead of a lot of like retying and all that stuff. Trying to put them where the fish are, where I know the fish usually come, that sort of thing. Even though mainly it's just crabs today. I've been trying. He's had like 2 or 3 good sized crabs. I wish we would have brought them up. I need to just get a nice crab pot. Yeah, this whole like area is just oyster beds and stuff, so it can be easy to get hung up on there. Yes, sir. One friend helping another. Yeah, he's my little cousin. We're blood friends. I took them to fish the pond in my neighborhood. We were catching some bass, and there's nothing really to get snagged on in there. So he was doing it all from casting and reeling and taking the bass off the hook. People are starting to show up now, fish this incoming tide, and a lot of them look like they're fishing for flounder, set up for flounder fishing, like they brought some minnows and stuff. Nah, not a thing. Even if I caught 20 fish, I would have told them nothing. No, I'm just kidding. Let's put another shrimp on there. I take the shell off of my shrimp. That way these fish just suck it down. You want to try casting it?
Yeah, sure. I'm not good at that.
Oh, but you know how to. One finger on and sling. It's all right.
I missed it.
This one too, you can, since we've got this bottom space,
Yeah.
you can hold it with one finger like this.
Mm-hmm.
Get a nice little pendulum swing going. And let it out. Let it rip. Anthony Miller, hello, made it down to Myrtle yesterday.
I might cast to on ponds and lakes nowadays. It's not that accurate.
Yeah, it's you gotta have your fishing rod like your right hand, right arm, right on. You at the state park area, fishing the state park beach. Have they been catching anything down there? I was in Myrtle, deep in Myrtle yesterday, not too far from what pier would it have been? Not too far from like Apache Pier. Water looked beautiful. Water looked stunning. I figured there had to have been drum and whiting out there. Mando and Salve Pro Brazil. I don't know how. Can I translate? No, I can't. Another crab?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, he's small though. I can't keep him. Yeah, leave about that much line. Stick your finger on it and try to do like the pendulum that I showed you. Get a good swing. It's not bad. Nah, pull it in more because there's oysters right there. It'll get snagged.
Okay. Should I just redo it?
Yeah, redo it. Try to get it a little bit out there.
Okay.
You got to do a little more pendulum swinging. Do more than like a few swings till you get it into a nice rhythm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get a nice rhythm where you're feeling it on your index finger. Become one with the fishing rod and line, young Jedi. Let me not act like I watch Star Wars. I've never seen any of them. Someone slid into my truck trying to get up the snow ice right through my yard. Oh my goodness. I see those videos all the time. What do you guys do for that? Is it just forgive and forget? Or a million insurance claims a year? There you go. Now you're learning. Gonna go out to the jetty on Tuesday. Right on. How's the weather? I haven't looked at the weather for this week yet. I hope not for you, but I hope in my area up north a little more that we get some bit of snow, or not snow, God forbid. Some rain would be nice, so I don't have to pay out of pocket.
Yeah,
That's a bigger crab. He jump off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go slow bringing them in, but then at the end here, when you see them, you got to yank them up. I'll try to show you. Next time you got a crab on there, let me know. I'll pull them in for you. It's not 100% of the time that I'll get them, but I do get them in pretty well. There you go. I need to fish this shrimp a lot slower. To the point where crabs can grab a hold of it. Mid-70s, rain tomorrow, wind not looking bad for this week. Heck yeah.
I got another.
Forgive and forget. Hey, I commend you guys. I drive a beater car just for that. As long as you don't knock my bumper off or anything, like, we're good. But yeah, as long as it doesn't rain too much, you should be good at the jetty the day after. Sometimes if it rains too much and you got all that water, fresh water flushing through there, it can kind of mess things up. But you planning to get some like live shrimp and go over there? I saw that's what Mason was fishing with for the sheep's head. Oh, that was a bad cast. What was that? A mullet jumping? Must have been a mullet. Here, fishy, fishy. Are you not singing that? Because you're supposed to be singing that the entire time until you get the fish excited to come. It's got some mean tires on that Jeep. I get headaches way too easily. If my car exhaust is loud and my tires are loud, I'm going to be cranky by the time I get to where I'm going. Now there's something swimming in the shallow over there. Must be big mullet. Nice. Yep, some live shrimp and some blue crabs. Okay, okay. Where are you planning to get the blue crabs from? I know I've heard a lot of places that, like seafood markets that sell blue crab, they can only sell you the live ones. So if you go there, you can ask them if they have any dead ones that you can get for free to fish with. Maybe they'll charge you like something like 25 cents or something. I don't know, but just something I've heard. I don't think I've ever tried it. I've caught and used blue crabs before to fish with, both in the surf and in the creeks. I've never had any luck for some reason. Maybe when I go kayak fishing, I'll use like knuckles for sheep's head fishing. But I do want to get on the kayak and try to hit some docks for flounder and sheep's head. So God willing, I'll do that this year. Had a place that you could get them for free. Nice. Yeah, there you go. Your dad like to fish?
Not. I haven't seen him fish that much.
I got my dad into it last year. So he'll come. Ooh, there's a fish. He'll come and visit me. Oh, it came off. Stupid voodoo shrimp. Yeah, look at that. This is what I'll tell you guys. See how it kind of shot off of the head there? Pretty sure that was a fish. Nothing big though, but a fish nonetheless. Probably a small little flounder. Go a little tighter on my drag. There's like a whole, I guess you call them a flock. I don't know, maybe a murder of cormorants. I think that'd be more appropriate. A murder of cormorants, because that's all they do is murder fish, is what I hear. I suppose it could have been a crab too that latched on, and that's why it was messed up. I think that was it again. That's a gas-powered golf cart. I like the smell of the gas. According to my father, I was supposed to be a landscaper, since I love the smell of it. And according to you guys, I should stick to what I'm doing for work. I showed y'all some of my amateur landscaping in my yard, and everybody was like, stick to your job. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, it was last weekend that I was here, wasn't it? It was like, oh yeah, it was St. Patrick's Day weekend. And there's a lot of people from spring breakers down here. I didn't understand what they were doing. They were walking around in orange, like, high-vis vests. And they just kept walking and walking. I don't know what they were doing. Finally, somebody in one of the condominiums yelled down to them. Was like, what the heck are y'all doing? I thought maybe they were, like, directing traffic from what they were wearing. They're all dressed in, like, costumes and stuff, but they all had these orange vests. I guess safety first. What's up, Chris? Baba. How you doing, bud? You been fishing lately? I'm sure the weather is just beautiful where you're at now. It's probably like the prime time to be fishing where you're at, if I had to guess, before it gets too warm. Good. Is that my little brother? No, this is my little cousin. This is my little cousin, Christopher. He came down for the weekend. Any luck, Tom? No, unfortunately, just crabs. I might have had a bite. I think it may have been a crab too. Either that or a small flounder. Hey, Jack, how you doing? Peace It is a beautiful day. Thank God. Beautiful day out here. Weather's nice. I had to wear all my UV clothing. This is like the UV 50 and UV 50 pants. That way, so I forget to put sunscreen on a lot of times. So this saves me. You've been fishing nearly every other week. I commend you, Christopher, or Chris. You're a Christoph. This is a Christopher. That's awesome. You been catching anything? I guess not, because you haven't been sending me any pictures, or you're gatekeeping from me. You've been tying your bottom rig too low. Got to raise it up. The fish see the sinker. They don't care about your sinker. Don't worry about. Well, actually, I suppose your water is so clear over there that maybe they care. Use fluorocarbon line to tie your double bottom rigs. Use fluorocarbon and use like 15 pounds. If you need more than that, maybe like 20 max. And maybe even less. You can get away with like 10 pounds. Do it. And maybe tie like 2 or 3 at different heights. Separate them by like 8 inches to a foot. Caught some sea mullet and a lot of rays on Seaview Pier Wednesday. I saw that area was getting a good bit of mullet. That's awesome. They have good size to them, Jack? Oh, yeah, your mono line is for your leader and main line is braid. Okay, but you've been using salted shrimp. I don't know. Get away from that salted shrimp stuff. Try soy sauce. Try putting soy sauce on your shrimp. These might be some distinguished fish that you're trying to catch that prefer a soy sauce. No, I'm just kidding. But do try the soy sauce. I'm kidding about the fish being distinguished. Gentlemen fish. Do try the soy sauce, and stay away from the salted shrimp. And if you can get your hands on some fluorocarbon line, I do recommend it. That's all I use for leaders. Unless I'm doing Spanish mackerel jigging on the pier, I use mono for that. But everywhere else, I use fluorocarbon. And there's a physics-based reason that you use fluorocarbon. The refraction index on fluorocarbon line is much closer to what it is of water, the refraction index of water. And when you have 2 very similar refractive indices, did I use that word right? Then basically the things become invisible in there. So if you add water to water, you're not going to see that water that you added to the water, will you? It's the same sort of thing with the fluorocarbon line. Since it's refractive index, basically the, I don't know, it's like a constant, I suppose. I'm not trying to sound too smart here because I did decent in physics, not too great. But the angle or whatever that the light refracts off of the material is what I'm getting at here. So monofilament has I think it's a lower refractive index. You guys can Google all this. I'm not just spewing out. I mean, do take it with a grain of salt. Maybe what I'm saying is factually incorrect as far as like the refractive index of mono being lower than water. But I do know that the refractive index of fluorocarbon is pretty similar to what water is. And that is the reason that that line virtually disappears when you add it to water. It doesn't stand out as easily as the braided fishing line or the monofilament even. So there is a science-backed reason why fluorocarbon is preferred, but it does have its disadvantages. Mono has more stretch to it, more abrasion resistant. It can take being rubbed on oysters and pilings and stuff much more than fluorocarbon can. But the technology these days is getting so much more fine-tuned, and I'm pretty sure the state of the art for fluorocarbon line is pretty similar to what the the monofilament, sorry, is. Just food for thought there. You can fact check me, look it up, look up what's the refractive index on Google for water, and what's the refractive index for fluorocarbon, and what it is for mono. Compare them, and when you get them really close to each other, then you are optimizing your conditions there. And that's the reason why, like, people are like, oh, I don't use fluorocarbon, that crap costs more, and it's just made to catch fishermen. No, that's not necessarily true. There is a logical reason why you would prefer fluorocarbon over a monofilament. Mostly small whiting. I love whiting. Really, really good. And lately, I haven't been filleting anything but my speckled trout. That's about the only fish that I fillet these days. And that's because I'll use the speckled trout for sushi rolls. Oh, that's a mud minnow. Just came up out of the oyster there. Oh, and there it goes right there. That's a good sign. Unless it came from somebody's bait bucket and they released it, cast it off. But yeah, I've been chunking up fish, breading it, frying it, or baking it. But I haven't been filleting really any of my fish. And I think the flavor is so much better when you got the bone in and everything. What's the difference? Okay, I think you're talking about the fluoro and mono. I think I covered that. Okay, because yeah, my waters are much clearer. It would definitely benefit you way more than it benefits me then, Chris, to use fluorocarbon where you're at. And use that kind of like logic that I use. Like if I took water from my bottle, even though it's not salty water, and I add it to this water, you'll see it slightly, but it's virtually invisible in there, right? And the same kind of thing happens when you add fluorocarbon to water. It doesn't have the exact refractive index as water does, but it's so close that the visibility issue is like minute. When we got the shrimp and it was fresh, we caught those lane snapper. Now all we get is nibbles on the salted. Yeah, I don't like messing with the natural properties of the bait that I'm using. But I have heard soy sauce does actually do something. It's a little different than like just straight up salting your fish or your bait. But I prefer fresh over everything. And then next to that, maybe this year I'll try some soy sauce. But I use my soy sauce a lot. Maybe next time I get Chinese food and I get all those packets of soy sauce, I'll grab a few extra. That way I'm not using my good soy sauce at home. But yeah, my go-to will be fresh, then frozen, like fresh frozen, and then artificial if it's needed. Unless that's what I'm preferring to use, like today. What you are trying to say is fluorocarbon is harder to see than mono in water. Yes, Jack. But I was trying to sound smart. Like I knew something. Like I paid attention in class. How you doing, Carp Warrior? You must be in the East or in Europe or something, yeah? You guys have a big carp fishery over there. For sea mullet, fillet one side and leave bone and tail on the other. Okay, okay. Yeah, even the sea mullet, I just chunk them up, nice big nuggets. But I'm gonna need to fish hard this year, harder than I work. Maybe I'm just kidding. I need to work hard too, but I do need to fish hard this year and pack in the freezer deep because I cleared it out this winter.
Fish while you're at work.
Can I fish while I'm at work?
Can you?
No, no.
Take the laptop out, be in a meeting while you're out.
No, I wish. I'm not allowed to. Always use fresh shrimp. That way if you don't catch anything, it's shrimp for supper. That's the truth, Jack. I've done that so many times. My shrimp dealer over here that I go pick them up off the Calabash docks, the Shandy Shrimp Company is who I go to. They have really nice, beautiful shrimp right off the docks, right off the boats. I bought a good bit over the winter because the prices go down just slightly in the winter. It'd be like $5 or $6 a pound, and during the summer and the spring, it'll creep up to like 7, then 8, and 8's the highest that I've ever seen it for a pound, which still I don't mind paying because they're nice big shrimp and they're fresh, caught out here. I can eat them, like you said, afterward. And if you go buy shrimp from the pier, you're already going to spend about that much for some really small, crappy shrimp that's been like frozen and everything. This is all fresh, never frozen. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, we've been going at it for another 40 minutes. Oh, we're on 8%. All right, so my phone's gonna... I'm not gonna let it die because I kind of need it just in case we need my phone for anything. So we're gonna let it hit like 5%. I'll know when it's done that because my screen will pretty much go invisible on me with my sunglasses. Yeah. Oh, actually, I got some right here. We're gonna give it probably like 5 more minutes.
Yeah,
And then
cool.
head
I
out.
gotta drive home too. Probably grab an energy drink.
Yeah. Stay up.
Yeah.
You still thinking to hit the outlet?
Probably not.
Yeah.
If I do, I'll definitely run out of day. Like,
True.
They have a lot of the similar shops back in.
Oh, where you're at? Yeah. You said yours is close to you.
So I might as well.
Pier shrimp are the lowest quality. You got that right. Lowest quality and highest price. The worst of both worlds. Those cormorants, they're just sitting so still over there. Like they're not moving their necks or anything. They look like decoys. I've not been around long enough to know the impacts that those cormorant ducks have on the fish populations, but I do hear a lot of people say that their populations are kind of out of control, and they wish that they'd open up a hunting season for them, control their populations. Oh, you might have had the watch. Yeah, you might have had the. Did you have the swivel in it?
What do you mean?
You don't. You see the black swivel? Yeah. It might have been inside of your eye. I heard something kind of like crush out of there. Miller, I'll keep you posted on how you do fishing. Appreciate it. Get ready to head out and see if you can hook into something. Have a blessed day. Thank you. God bless you too, Anthony. And I hope you guys have a good time out there, and hopefully y'all have better luck than we do. Are you going into the surf? I haven't been to the surf yet because they made the beaches that I go to all paid parking now, especially the spot that I like to park. And it's like, I'm fishing to fill the freezer. I'm not trying to spend all this money to do it. They're going to make it cheaper for me to just go and buy the fish at the store at this point. And I'll just keep fishing in my dreams. I do really good in my dreams catching fish. Sometimes I don't get the fish in, but hey, that's like real life too. At least I'm fishing in my dreams. Lately, I've been working in my dreams too, and I don't know if I should be putting that on my time card. Surprised the game warden didn't come out. You got it, or you want me to put it out there?
If you could get it like pretty far, yeah. Thanks.
Yep. Oh, my screen's already at 5%. Yes, you can surf fish here at the hotel. Heck yeah. Yeah, when we used to have a timeshare in Myrtle and go every week in the summer, and that was like my favorite. I don't know when it is, but I know all the time swimmers have the right of way now. Like, they've really made it super touristy and anti-fisherman out in Myrtle, at least, or in Horry County. It's like swimmers have right of way. You can't fish from, like, I want to say 9 to 5, but maybe later than that. And people swim up until like 8, 9 p.m. anyway. So it's really more like, with that law, it's really more like 9 to 9, a 12-hour window where you can't fish. Basically, they want you to go to a fishing pier if you want to fish.
That's how they get their money.
That's how they get their money, yep. Got to pay to park at the pier. Got to pay per rod at the pier. Next thing, they're going to be like, are you bringing bait on the pier? You're going to have to pay for that too. Those guys must know each other at the corner. There's a whole bunch of flounder fishermen up on the wall.